In this video, I will show you how to use the Testworks section in Yaclass. The Testworks section is used to create online tests and send them to your students. For example, these could be homework tests, control tests, diagnostic tests, exam preparation tests, etc. These Testworks are created by using the existing learning materials in the Yaclass database. The teacher can also create their own custom tasks in this section. These Testworks are checked and graded automatically by the system, and the teacher will see the results right after the students have completed the test work. The students will also be able to immediately see their results after the test work has been completed. Exercises from the Yaclass database contain over 50 different variations, so it will be hard for students to cheat because every student will have a different variant for each exercise in the test. Now, let's take a look at testwork creation. To access them, you can open the Testworks section by clicking on the Testworks button on the left-hand menu. The first time you open the Testworks section, the system will automatically provide you with a guided tutorial. Just read what the instructions say and use the buttons to navigate through the tutorial. We recommend you to go through this tutorial after watching this video if you still have any questions or doubts about the testwork creation process. Right now, I will close the tutorial by clicking Close. The Testworks tutorial can always be accessed on the right side if you click on the question mark button. To start creating a new testwork, click on the New Testwork button. First, you should choose from which subject you want to add materials to the testwork. This list contains all the subjects which are published on Yaclass. These are the same materials and are in the same order as in the subject section. If your subject is not here, do not worry. You can leave it empty and I will show you how to create your own exercises later on. Also, Yaclass is constantly expanding the list of available subjects in order to cover all the school subjects. Once you have chosen a subject and class, you will see a list of materials on the left side window for that subject and class that are available on Yaclass. You can scroll down to browse through them. You will see the names of the topics here and all the materials that the topics contains. There is also a fast search option. By writing the name of a task, it will automatically be filtered out on the list. For example, let's write multiplication. And the left side window will contain only the materials with the word multiplication in its name or description. For now, I will delete the search and go back to the normal list of materials. To add materials to your testwork, just click on the checkboxes beside the names. You can see that the tasks are now available in the right-hand window called Selected Exercises. You can add materials from as many different subjects and classes in one testwork, and you are not limited to only the first subject you have chosen. You can easily change the subject and class at any time to add different exercises to your testwork. You can also add exercises by clicking them first. Just click the name of the exercise to see the contents. Here, you can see the contents of the exercise. You can also see the solution steps for the exercise here. But don't worry, they will only be available to the students after the test work has been completed. You can press Regenerate to see some of the possible variations for this exercise. Each exercise in the Yaclass database contains a minimum of 50 variations, so it will be hard for the students to cheat on these tests, as every student will have a different variant for each task. If you want to add the exercise to your test work, just click on the Add to Test button. And as you can see, your task has been added to your selected exercises on the right side. You can also check the contents of all selected exercise on the right side by just clicking on the name of the exercise. You can remove the exercises by unmarking the checkbox on the left side, or pressing the delete button on the right side. I will now add back the 2 exercises that I just deleted by marking the checkbox again. You can also change the order of the exercises in the test by clicking the arrow buttons. For example, let's move multiplication of 2 integers up. You click on the up arrow button and you see that the exercise moves up. Click on the arrow down button and the exercise will move down the list again. You can also change the number of points given for each task by writing them in the points column. You can also open any task by clicking on the name and changing the points here. By the way, if you have any feedback about the content of the exercises, at any time you can click on the Send Feedback to Yaclass. Here you can write a description or question. Now that we've seen this, let's close this task. Let's take a look at what other types of materials the teacher can add to the test work. In the window on the left-hand side, you can see the materials have different types of icons which indicate different types of learning materials. You can see the description of each material type by hovering your mouse over the icon. For example, we see that the book icon means theory. You can also add theoretical materials to the test work for the students to read before doing the exercises. The next material category are exercises. When you hover over the icon, you can also see the points and the difficulty of the task. Difficulty is also indicated by the orange squares below each task icon. 1 means easy, 2 means medium, and 3 means high difficulty. Now let's scroll down a bit. The orange task icons means that these exercises are not available to students in the subject section. The tasks are great for Testworks as students have not seen them in our subject section before. If you see tasks with an exclamation mark beside the name, this means that this task will require a manual check from the teacher as the answer is not checked by the system. These are usually more creative tasks or tasks with open-ended answers that the system simply can't check. If you add these tasks to the test work, after the test work will be finished by the students, you will have to open it and check the students' answers and give points for them. Let's open this task. As you can see, this question can have many different answers. Other types of materials are ready-made tests. If you mark these, it will add a collection of exercises to your test work. These are very useful if you want to just quickly make a test about the subject without choosing each task separately. The orange tests, just like the orange exercises, are tests which are not seen by students in the subject section. Let's add the homework test to our test work. And as you can see on the right-hand side, there have been several exercises added from this test. You can mix and match different types of tests and exercises to create the best test work for your students. For now, I will remove the homework test from my test work. There can be other types of materials in different topics, so whenever you don't understand what it is, just hover over the icon or click on the name. You can also create your own exercises if, for example, your subject is not available on Yaclass yet, or you want to add any additional exercises to your test work that you can't find in our database. To do that, click on Create Own Exercise. at the bottom of the page. Here, you can see a list of available exercise types which you can create. There is a text exercise where the teacher writes a question and the students need to answer it with text. There is a numeric exercise where students will have to calculate something and answer with numbers, and a choice exercise, which is a question with multiple choice answers. Also, manual check exercises are exercises that the teacher will have to check instead of it being automatically checked by the system. These text exercises and file exercises, in orange at the bottom here, are where students will have to upload a file as an answer. Please note that the final task type is only available to teachers with a Yaclass subscription. For this tutorial, let's create a choice exercise. Here, you can see that you need to write a question and give possible answers for the students to select. You can also add an image to the exercise. Let's do that. In the question part, you have to write a question the students will see. For example, let's write, "What is shown in the picture?" Now, let's add a picture. Click on Upload Image and choose a file from your computer. Before that, you can download images from the internet or add your own pictures here. You can change the image size. Let's switch it to medium. You can also change the image position. Let's change it to top. When you are ready, click Upload. And your picture will be added to your exercise. Now, let's add some answers. First, let's write the first correct answer, which would be a cat. Let's mark the circle beside the answer to tell the system that this is the correct answer for the exercise. Now, let's add two incorrect answers. For example, a dog and a bird. Your exercise is now done. Let's look at the preview. Click on Preview. Here, you can see how the task will look for the students. You may notice that the answer order has switched. This is done automatically to randomly change the order of answers, so it's harder for students to cheat on these types of exercises. Let's close the preview. You can also add new answers to the task. Simply click on the Add Answer button and a new empty answer is created. You can also make it possible to have more than one correct answer for the task. Simply unmark the only one variant is correct. Now let's write the fourth answer, an animal, because this is also correct in this case, and mark it as correct. To remove an answer, click on the red delete icon. I now only have one correct answer now, and I will check back the only one variant is correct box. On the question part, you also have a lot of text formatting options. Below that, you also have options to insert formulas, and also an option to upload a file that will be accessible for students. Here you can add a file that students can use to solve your exercise, for example, an image, a presentation, an Excel file, etc. Different exercise types have different options, so be sure to check them all out. Now, let's finish creating this task. Click on Continue. When the task is finished, write a name for the task, for example, Animals and Pictures. Choose a difficulty, easy in this case, and write how many points will be given for the task. Now, choose a subject, in this case, perhaps zoology, and click on Continue. When the task is finished, it is immediately added to your test work. You can now see a subject called My Exercises. Here, all your created exercises will be saved for future use. The content of our test work is complete. Let's check the preview of the test work. Here, you can browse through the tasks you have added in your test work by clicking on the Next button. This is useful to make sure everything is right and correct before you send the test work to your students. Here, you can see the task that we just created. Now, let's close the preview. The test work is now ready, so let's send it to the students. Click on Continue. In the next page, you can see options of how to send the test work to your students. You can send the test work to students who are registered on Yaclass or that you have registered on Yaclass by yourself. More information about class registration is available in another video. You can also send the test work by using the Invite Using link. After the test work has been published, you will get a link. You can send this link to your students and they can log in or register on Yaclass to complete the test work. For this tutorial, I will send the test work to students that have been registered on Yaclass. First, I must choose a class. Again, if you don't see your class here, you can add it in My Classes before creating the test work. More information about this is, as previously mentioned, available in another video. We see a list of students registered in the class. Now you can check which students to send your test works to. You can either mark specific students or select Send to Whole Class. We recommend this option as every student registered in this class will receive the test work, even students who are not yet on the list yet. If they register on the site and join this class later on and the test work has not ended yet, they will have the opportunity to do the test work. So do not worry if all students are not registered in the class yet. Just check Send to Whole Class. In this list, you can also see if students have an email address registered to their profile. We recommend that all students add an email address to their profile because students with email addresses will also receive automatic notifications about the test work in their email inbox. If students don't have an email address, they will only get the information about the test work when they log into their Yaclass profile. Students can also subscribe to push notifications to receive information about the test work as notifications on their phone or computer. In this page, you can also see students' Yaclass subscription status, as well as options to change a student's class or delete them from the school if for some reason the student is registered in the wrong class or school. When you have chosen the recipients of the test work, click on Continue. This is the last step of test work creation. On this page, you can see an overview of your test work and you can also adjust the settings of the test work. There are a lot of settings to edit, and in most cases you can leave the default settings here and just send the test work, but I will briefly explain each setting so you know what possibilities you have when creating your own test work. There are also information icons beside each of the settings if you want to learn more about them. Test work name. This is the name of the test work which you and your students will see. Here, you can see the name is automatically generated based on the topic from which I chose my learning materials in one of the previous steps. You can change the testwork's name or any other settings by clicking the Edit button on the right side of the setting. For example, I will edit the name of the test work by adding something additional like Training for the Exam. To save any setting you have just changed, it is mandatory to click on the checkmark button. Otherwise, the changes won't be saved. Test work accessibility. The setting controls when the test work will be open for completion for the students. The default option is after publication, which means that students can start doing the test work right after you have finished creating it. But you can also choose a date in the future if you want, and the test work will only open for students at that specified date and time. Test work completion term. This is the deadline of the test work completion for the students. After the specified date and time, the test work will close and no students will be able to complete it. You can also check unlimited, and the test work will never automatically close and only you can close it manually. Again, if you want to save any settings you changed, you must click on the checkmark button. Test work time limit. You can also set a time limit for doing the test work once the students have started solving it. If you choose limit time, students will only have a specified amount of time to complete the test work. Once the time has elapsed, the test work will automatically close for the student. If a student did not complete the test work in time, the teacher will be able to see all the exercises and results that the student completed until the time limit ended. For example, let's set this test work time limit to 50 minutes. Again, remember to click to save the changes. Tries. How many times the student will have a chance to pass the test. A new try means completing the whole test one more time. The teacher can choose which result will be counted as the final mark in the test work results table. It can either be the result of the best try or of the last try. The results of all the student tries will be available for review by the teacher. This setting can help the students learn from their mistakes by doing the same homework task several times. Note that all learning materials from the Yaclass database have a minimum of 50 variations, so each student will get new variations on every attempt. Test work results visibility. Here you can choose when the results and solution steps of the test work will be visible for the students. If you want the students to see their own results and correct answers right after they have completed their test work, choose Visible After Test Work Completion. If you don't want the results to be visible by the students right away, choose either When the Test Work has Ended for Everyone or Visible After Test End Date. In these cases, you can also choose an option for students to see summarized results of their test work but without showing the correct answers or points for each task. Test work description. Here you can write any additional information for students or just leave it empty. For example, I will write, "This test work is very important for the exam next month." And once again, remember to save your changes. So that's it for the settings. Next, you can see a list of exercises that you chose in the previous step to add to the test work. If something is missing here, you can click the edit icon. With this edit icon, you can add, remove, or change any of the exercises in your test work. You'll be redirected back to the first step of the test work creation, and you can make any changes you want. Next, you can review the list of students which you invited to the test work. Also, if you click on the Edit icon, you can make changes to this list. Again, if you choose to send this test work to the entire class, all new students that will register in the class will be able to join the test work. Final options. You can save the test work as a draft and continue editing and sending it to students later. Yaclass also periodically saves a draft of each test work automatically, so don't worry if your internet connection is broken or if you accidentally close the test work creation screen. The system will save everything for you, and you can continue to edit it and send it the test work at any time from the Testworks section in the menu. You can also preview the Testworks content to browse through all the exercises you added to the test work. When you are sure that the test work is ready, you can send it to your students by clicking on the Send to Students button. When you send the test work, you will be forwarded to the Testworks section and you will see the test work you have created. In this list of all created test works, you can filter them by status or by class. When you click on the name of a test work, you will see the summary and results of the test work. We see that none of the students have started the test work yet because we just sent it. So, all we have to do now as the teacher is to wait for the students to complete the test work. Now, let's go and see what the students see. When a student logs into his or her Yaclass profile, there will be information about a new test work in the first page of the site and in the Testworks section. Students with email addresses will also receive an email notification about the test work. Students can also subscribe to push notifications to get information about the latest test works on their computer or mobile phone. And if the students have parents registered on the site, the parent will also be informed about the test work. To start solving the test work, students can click on the name of the test work. First, the student will see a brief summary of the test work. Before starting the test, we offer the possibility for the student to train by checking the relevant topics. This is optional. Note that the exercises in this topic will have different variations, so it will be hard to cheat. Also, when students start solving the test work, the system will automatically block all the exercises in the subject section that have been used in this test work to prevent any possibility of cheating. When the student is ready, they can click on the Start Test button. The student sees the first exercise of the test work. As we have set a time limit for this test work, the student sees a clock here, with the time that they have left to complete this test. Just as in the tests in the subject section that we saw in a previous video, the test work tasks can be solved one after another, but the student can also change the order of completion by clicking on the numbers above the task. Let's try to complete this test work. When an answer is written, the student must press the Send Answer button to save the answer. Note that Yaclass has an adaptive design, and the same test work can be completed from computers, tablets, and mobile devices. Now, I will complete all of the remaining exercises. After the student has finished doing all of the exercises, the system will offer them the opportunity to review their answers, or simply complete the test work and submit the results to finish doing the test work. The teacher will have access to the automatically corrected and graded results as soon as the answers have been submitted. At the end of the test work, the student will see a summary of their test work results. Students are motivated to do homework and tests with Yaclass because they immediately know their results and can see their mistakes, and therefore know what they have to improve on to get better results next time. Based on the settings the teacher chose, students can open each task to see the correct answers. For Yaclass subscribers, every task's solution steps and explanations are also visible. This option is great as the teacher won't have to explain the test because Yaclass will do it for them and the students can learn independently. Now that's it from the student side. The student can again open the Testworks section and complete any other test works the teachers have sent for completion. Let's go back to the teacher's profile to see the results. As the teacher, you can access test work results either by clicking on the test work statistics in the My Classes section for the specific class, or open the Testworks section to see all test works. Here, you can see how many students have started doing the test work. Let's look at more details and open the test work by clicking on the title of the test work. Here, you can see the results from the students. Some of them have completed the test work and some have not. In the results column, you can see the points and the result percentage for each student, as well as the time the student needed to complete the test work. On the table, you can see results for each specific exercise. In red, you will see incorrectly answered tasks. You can edit the results by hovering over any exercise and clicking on the edit icon. You can see the answer that the student gave, and you can correct the number of points for the task to the student if needed. Manually corrected results will have an orange check mark beside them. Let's take a look at other options we have. The refresh page, just as the button says, refreshes the page so you can see the latest results. For example, if any students are still currently doing the test work. Repeat. You can repeat the same test work and send it again to the same class or to any other class. This way, you won't have to choose the list of exercises and settings again, and you can send this test work easily to other students or maybe repeat it again next year. Print tasks. You can print the test work you created, and all the exercises will be available to be solved on paper. You can choose to print it with or without the correct answers and solution steps. This way, even students who have no access to a phone or computer can solve your test work. You have a ready-made worksheet with a place for students' information at the top and all the exercises with a place for the students to answer. Print results. You can print the result table that you see here. Save as CSV. You can save the students' results for this test work in an Excel format. Invite users. If for some reason any students are not able to join, or you want to add additional students to the test work, you can use this option. You will see a link for the students that you can copy and send to students by any means, email, phone, etc., and any student who opens this link will be able to join this test work and complete it. And the final button is Finish. If you use this option, you will close the test work and no one will be able to solve it anymore. The test work automatically closes when the deadline ends, but if you want to close it faster, use this button. All the test works and results will be saved here. If you want to see additional statistics, open My Classes and choose Testwork Statistics. Here, you can see the statistics about all the test works you have sent to your class. There is detailed information about progress and results. You can also create and send new test works to this class here, or by opening the test work section again. Some more tips. If you open any topic as a teacher in subjects, you can create a test work from here to automatically open the contents of the specific subject. As you can see here, a new test work creation has started, but only for the topic that I opened in subjects, and therefore I don't have to scroll through a list to search for the topic. I will now go back to the topic and show another tip. If you scroll to tests in this topic, you can easily send them to your students. Try opening a homework test and click on the Create Test Work button. You will be taken to the Test Work section, and all the exercises from this test will be automatically added to your test work. You can send it to your students as is, or add any other materials from any other topic you wish. This is all about Yaclass Testworks. Thank you for your attention, and good luck in creating your first test work.